I was born long ago. That is very true. Lenny Kravitz, I wanted to talk about him tonight because he made a comment recently saying that, let me quote him right. He's clarifying that he is not celebrated, referring to black award shows. He said, the comment I made was not about black media or black community. I was specifically referring to black award shows in particular. I guess he says he's been left out. My opinion on that is, one thing that I've noticed in my little humble years of living in this world is that once they get big like that, they kind of don't even want to do. Let's take Beyonce for instance. When's the last time she did a BET award show? Like, I mean, yeah, BET still celebrates her because she does still do a lot for the black community. And I don't really know what Lenny Kravitz, I'm not saying he doesn't at all, but I do know that when those stars get that big, they kind of don't want to, they don't really associate with the black award shows anymore. So, but I think that a lot of artists like Lenny Kravitz and so forth and so on aren't really celebrated in mainstream award showism once they get older. They kind of fall off. So it's kind of like you kind of don't come back to the black award shows until you're not celebrated on the other ones. And so then it's like, hey, y'all left me out. But it's like, did you get left out or did you leave the award shows out? I don't really care either way, but I just thought it was interesting that I think that for being a black artist, that is something that you probably should do, because once you do turn away from the little meager shows like BET and NAACP, you know, those are the people that are going to celebrate you forever, where the other people are probably not. They're going to wait until you're dead or something. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. And the only reason I got right into talking about this stuff is because that's the song that popped up on my radio, Pandora. How are you guys doing today? I had a good day. I got to work out in my gym that my husband's put together for me. Now, finally in the new house, I'm getting everything kind of situated where I wanted it to, and things are, you know, falling into place, which I'm happy for. I have my husband on this like 12-day of Christmas thing where we give gifts to each other. I kind of just blindsided him. That's how I am as a spouse. I kind of just decide I want to do something and then loop him in. But I'm not really expecting him to do it. But I think it's cute to give little gifts to each other until Christmas, because we both have so much stuff. It's like, to buy gifts every year, but to buy little sweet nothings, it's kind of cute. So I've roped him in. He's in. He doesn't really have a choice. He's in now, because every day he doesn't give me a gift, he's gonna look like, you know, he doesn't care about me. Other than that, I'm trying to, I guess, look up for Christmas, because I don't know, when I was a kid, of course, when I was a kid, actually like 4th of July and Halloween best. And I like Thanksgiving. Christmas, I've always been so about Christmas, because Christmas is just always like, you either have too much or you don't have enough. And then as I'm older now and my boys are older, like, they have pretty much everything. I mean, I'm still gonna give them some stuff, but they get stuff all year round. But I just feel like, I don't know, Christmas is just not the same to me anymore now that I'm older. I mean, I don't know, maybe because my kids are older and stuff like that. I've just never cared for Christmas. I don't know if it's because I couldn't afford everything I wanted to give people, or if just the stuff you buy people that don't even use it. It's like, and then just the fact that, like, you know, for me, just driving into work and seeing homeless people, seeing people down on their luck, I just don't like that. It makes me, like, I'm blessed. I am definitely blessed. I will say that. And this time of year is just hard. A lot of people have lost loved ones. A lot of people, And it's just a day, but I guess it's just such a magnifying day, especially in our country, that everybody is like focused on what you're getting, and I don't know, it just kind of loses its magic, as they say. But I always get like this around Christmas. It's just like, even though I have a family and I love my family and they're all doing well and we're blessed, it's just, I always kind of think about the people that don't have. I can't help but to think about the people that don't have. And I'm constantly talking about consumerism and how we just are such a gluttonous, greedy society. And I can go on and on about how privileged we are as a people. And so just the thought that we could even possibly complain about not having something and having it again, it's like cray. Anyway, yeah, not to be doom and gloom. As far as the news goes, I've been reading the news all day, and I really don't know. I read there was a game. Okay, there was a football game tonight. Let's see that first. It was a close game. So, okay, the Bengals ended up pulling it off 34-31. That was a pretty good game. Trevor Lawrence got hurt. I'm going to end up losing, my fantasy football this week. And I'm just ready to donate all my players to charity. So if you're out there and you're needing players, I'm giving them away. And I got some pretty good ones, but I'm just over it at this point. I'm ready. Because it's coming. It's coming regardless, so might as well just give them away while I can. Let's see, what do we have here? Cardi B and Offset have unfollowed each other on Instagram. I don't know if they're breaking up again. She kind of sent out a subliminal message that she was tired of people pleasing, whatever that meant. Panera Bread's highly caffeinated charged lemonade is now blamed for a second death. You better stop drinking that stuff. You only gotta tell me one time somebody died from something, then I'm probably not gonna drink it. I barely like to mess around with strawberries and every other thing that kills us. But y'all just gonna keep on drinking that stuff. You just can't. Let's see what else we got. I was looking at this football player here, Chase Young. He was celebrating with his family after his game, and some random woman is just like trying to get his attention. She's like trying to rub all over him and everything. I'm like, that dude that girl is thirsty. It's like, do she know him? Because she was just all over that guy. No, she didn't. She came out of the stands like all over him, touching him up. She must have had like a bunch of beers or something. And she's like, I'm a part of the family. I know you. She looks really toasted. She went viral. I wonder if she'll be a bit embarrassed tomorrow. So Ashanti and Nelly seemingly announced they're having a baby. I don't know how true it is. I mean, he keeps touching her stomach and she's touching her stomach. I mean, she's in her 40s, so kudos to her. They didn't work the first time. Hopefully this will work. I don't know. They haven't confirmed it, but like everybody's saying it at this point. Someone says, if your man doesn't care if you kiss a girl, he's sexualizing you. A man who really gives a F about you will be jealous or feel disrespected. That's still stepping out of the relationship. Sure, I don't know. I don't care. I've never kissed a girl. And I don't plan on it. Let's see what else we got going on here. GTA 6 is coming out and people are going crazy. There's a woman lead in the game, and one of the comments on the internet was, I thought that they wanted it to be a driving game. insinuating that women can't drive. Can you believe it? Let's see what else we got. Florida man arrested for quitting his job in the middle of transporting inmates. You know what? I ain't mad at him. You know, he could probably, obviously he got arrested. You're not supposed to abandon your post, but I ain't mad at him. What was they doing? Driving him crazy? Like, the rapper Boosie is making headlines per usual because he said he told his daughter's new boyfriend that you can cheat on her, just don't beat on her. People are saying that was bad advice. I think he was just keeping it 100, but yeah, don't put your hands on my daughter. He might slip up. Of course, nobody wants their child to get cheated on, but you definitely don't want them to get beaten on. He's a rapper. He made it rhyme. I don't really know what to tell you. Said Chicago rats are so bad right now that they're building nests under the hood of cars to stay warm and sometimes chewing the wires because they love the soybeans now. Dang on rats. This is wild, man. And I loved going to Chicago. A 34-year-old and a 15-year-old who attacked Nardo Wick fan trying to get a photo turned themselves in. This has been making news, but I have no clue who Nardo Wick is. I really don't. So, people keep talking about it, but I don't know. Gen Z's plans to retire soonest of all generations at 54. I could retire at 53 if I wanted to. I don't plan on it, but I could. But I don't plan on it because the way my bills is set up, baby. The way my bills is set up. Unless my husband's gonna finally win the lottery that he has, promised to win forever. What's a superstition you believe in? I will not walk under a ladder. I have a lot of them, but I won't walk under a ladder. I'm not big on stepping on cracks. I have not been known to step on some cracks. I have not broke my mama's back yet, but I'm just saying. Somebody said if I don't pray before the flight takes off, Lord help us all. Yes, you gotta pray. Never tell people about your plans because everything will go wrong. When my hand itches, money's... Yeah, I love when my right hand is itching, but if my left hand is itching, right means money, left supposedly bills, and I can't stand it. And don't sweep nobody's feet. Knocking on wood. I definitely always knock on wood. I try not to split poles. My husband sometimes does it on purpose. Never buy a man a pair of shoes or he'll walk out of your life. Me and my husband have been together for over 9 years, so I think we're safe. And I've bought him plenty of shoes. A full moon means the night shift is about to go crazy. Full moons have been known. Lunar, it stands for lunatic. I learned that in Mexico, so... Umbrellas opening on the inside. Yeah, I've never been crazy about that. So I could say, yeah, I might be a little superstitious. Tyra Banks turned 50. Shout out to old Ty Ty. Will Smith says they're going to be a sequel to I Am Legend. I like that movie. They take so long to do sequels, though. That movie was out like a long time ago. Let's see what else we got going on here, y'all. Israel intensifies southern Gaza offensive. Another debate coming up. Chauvin is back in prison after surviving his 22 stab wounds. That man's got some 9 lives if he'll give his life to God. So that's Menendez guy. That is something I wanted to read about. And John Fetterman's commented on him. He said on Monday he sent ethically challenged Senator Bob Menendez a cameo video from former Rep. George Santos, who was expelled. I thought my ethically challenged colleague Bob Menendez could use some encouragement given his substantial legal problems, Fetterman wrote on Monday. So I approached a seasoned expert matter to give him some advice. And he made a cameo. But yeah, the Menendez guy, he's got like a lot of controversy. Him along with his wife are accused of accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes from 3 businessmen in New Jersey in exchange for using the senator's power and influence in Senate foreign relations. He had like gold bars in his house and everything, but clearly he had to be running his mouth. He faces 23 federal criminal charges. He's accused of misleading donors, misrepresenting finances, and so forth and so on. But like I said, he had to be running his mouth, because how are you working with the mob boss and people know you have gold bars? Let's see what else is going on. People are saying what's his name? Trump doesn't look right. Yeah, that's as far and as much of this other news that we could talk about, y'all, because you could just go on and on with this stuff. Let's get into these Reddits. Let's go, baby. Who asked women first? Women are too raunchy. What's the difference between calling a guy cute and calling one hot? Cute is just, he looks like a little boy to me. Hot is like, he looks like a man, Let's see what they're saying. That's subjective, but if I call a guy cute instead of hot, usually means I find him attractive on more levels than physical. They're interchangeable for me. Yeah, cute is youthful, playful, innocent. Hot is mature and sexually appealing. Women, what is something that your husband, boyfriend dislikes about himself but you actually find attractive? I like my husband's widow peak and he keeps cutting it off. I think he should let it go. Somebody said his belly and body in general. His Adam's apple, he thinks it's too big. An extremely tiny amount of belly fat. Skin tone. A lot of insecure men around here. If I tell my husband he looks handsome, he'll be like, I know. My husband, he's not conceited, but he never downs himself. And I love that for him. I love that he bigs himself up. Do women ever become reinterested in men they've been with? I'm in a university and I was hooking up with girls back in October. Eventually, I decided to take her on a date instead, which went amazingly, like probably the best date I've ever been on. Shit, it was the best date she's ever been on. I've also recently learned that people lie sometimes. Things were really good and she said she wanted to go on another one. However, about a week after, she started to text me less from multiple times per day to a couple. After the second day, which she said she wanted to go on a third, afterwards she started texting maybe once a day. Clearly, she was no longer as interested, so I also stopped texting her as much. When I stopped texting her first, we stopped texting, which wasn't the case before. Back in October, it was very apparent we were both into each other, and she would initiate text as well. Now it's been 2 weeks since we last texted. Before, when I saw her, I talked to her any chance I got. Now, because I feel like she's made it apparent she's not into me, we instead just exchange smiles and hello. I'm wondering if I can continue to be distant. If it's possible she'd come back. I mean, if she could, would she already have? I think it's just wishful thinking. I thought today about how maybe if I made the first move again. She don't like you, dude. She don't like you. Nobody's playing cat and mouse twice. Like, for real. Girls that lift weight. What makes you want to lift and be muscular? Because you get old and you lose muscle mass, so you need to lift weights. Somebody said, I don't lift to be muscular. I lift to lift. I lift to stave off osteoporosis, keep muscles. Yep. If you don't realize it, the older you get, you're going to wish you had some muscles. And that's why sometimes I'm glad I do have an active job, because it keeps me in shape. Alright, let's go over to these men, see what these men are talking about. What's something a girl did in bed that changed your brain chemistry? Here we go. It's always the men. The day after a girl gave me a BJ and swallowed for the first time, I swore my beard grew in thicker. This is wild. My friend introduced me to a girl who had a neat party trick. She had a banana by the stem and stuck it down her throat, swore it swallower style. Fast forward a week, I'm in her bed and she's giving me the best BJ of my life. I put a pillow over my face because of the noises I was making. My nuts get tight thinking about it. Needless to say, y'all never got a relationship though. These are just crazy. I can't even read no more. What makes men feel unappreciative, or appreciated in a long-term relationship? Not caring how we do things and then telling us we did it wrong. Literally millions of different little resentments that will naturally build over time if not recognized, isolated, and discussed like adults. Never being asked how I feel. Somebody said when she sleeps with other guys. Being taken for granted. Any sentence that start with you never. Lack of attention to needs, at least their needs never getting priority. To me, a successful relationship has the balance of both sides having their needs satisfied and equal priority. Alright, let's see one more. What words sound sexual but aren't? Croissant. Croissant is a sexy word because you can say croissant, or you can say it's sexy. Somebody said dongle, blowhole, cockpit, verbal intercourse, masticate, kumquat. Yeah, kumquat is definitely arugula. Kind of sounds crazy too. Angina, succulent, manhole, hormone, exacerbate, pianist. Y'all going a little crazy. Moist. I hate the word moist. It's disgusting, but I get it. Alright, let's get into these story times, y'all. See what I got for y'all tonight.
I am addicted to nicotine. And so a few years ago, I picked up this habit of actually eating cigarette butts. And it hasn't gotten so bad to the point.
You eat what? I'm sorry.
And it hasn't gotten so bad.
Wait. No, are you saying cigarette butts?
Mm-hmm.
You eat the filter?
Yeah.
Newports are Pall Mall Gold.
So what do you smoke them then eat them?
I don't smoke them. I don't like to smoke them. I just eat the cigarette butts.
Oh, where you get them from?
Her auntie now smoke. She get the cigarette, right? She get the cigarette butts for them and eat them. She don't just get them off the streets.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, family and friends that I know got like clean mouths, they have them for me. But it hasn't gotten so bad to the point where I go to a stranger and, ask for their cigarette butts,
She's on her way, though.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end when they finish smoking them, every now and then I get that like twitch when they drop it on the ground. But yeah.
See.
What's wrong with you?
I mean, well, honestly, like, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I work in sales, so I had three choices. It was either become an alcoholic, become a drug head, or eat cigarette butts.
What the hell? Wait a minute. How them your three choices? How does your body digest a filter?
Well, I used to like chew them up and swallow them, but now I spit them out. So I just chew on them for like an hour or two and spit it out.
So Steve, basically, it's like she's dipping snuff or chewing tobacco. It's almost like the same thing. She put the tobacco in, but she spit it out.
So is it some tobacco on the butt?
No.
You just do the filters.
Mm-hmm,
where all of the nicotine condenses itself in the filter.
Right.
So you're getting pure shots of nicotine, and you're addicted to it.
Yes, sir.
Shalisa, really, you cannot live like this.
No.
Something gonna happen to you. Your system can't take this. When the last time you had a checkup?
I try to go like once a year.
Well, you need to go straight to the Mayo Clinic. You need to just go right down there where they can take you in today. Baby, you really, how many kids you got?
I have 3.
You have 3 kids, and you got a husband. Yeah, come on, you got a lot to live for. We gotta stop this here.
Yes.
I don't got no training for this. I just don't do it damn more.
I mean,
it is weird, darling. We're gonna pray for you.
go to church.
Yeah, don't do it no more. Do you go to church?
Yeah, I go to church.
What they say? They give you cigarette butts too. Ding boy, Sister Patterson, here you go. Got a fresh bag of butts for you. Thank you for your time. See you next Sunday. Hey folks, welcome. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Don't forget to.
That's just crazy. Like, the stuff that people admit to is just wild to me. It's like, I could have went my whole life without knowing that, but she's got a problem. She's got a problem.
Girl, need to start dating like white women. Well, not exactly. I want black women to start dating with white women's audacity, which, if you've lived this experience in this world, you know exactly what I'm talking about. White women navigate this world differently. They will not walk out of the way when they see you walking down the street. They will ask other people to push elevator buttons. They will ask other people to do a lot of things for them. Black women aren't raised this way. And the reason why white women do this is because they're raised in a certain way where they could say no to their parents, they could share their feelings, right? They had certain boundaries. Many of us did not have that. And so it's hard for us to navigate the world in such a way. But I want you to know today, I want you to have white woman audacity. I want you to date and I want you to live with that audacity, because I know you will get much more out of life in your love life when you do so. So what does that mean? It means, black women, I want you to make sure that everything is based on your convenience. You have to be number one. You have to be first. Not your parents, not your siblings, not your friends, not your job. You. You have to be first. Because if you are first, you will get what you want. So I'm going to give you some language, because here's the thing. The reason why white women have that audacity is because they center their feelings. And because we weren't raised to center our feelings, they weren't welcomed or celebrated when we were growing up, we don't do that. But I'm going to give you some language when things happen that you can use to center your feelings. So instead of saying, you won't disrespect me, or you won't, you're crazy, I want you to say, I would prefer if, or that makes me uncomfortable, or that hurts my feelings, or that makes me sad and disappointed. Use one of those, girl, and you will repel the men that, one, are not emotionally available, and two, will want to center your feelings. You'll actually attract those guys that want to hold space for you, and that are the givers and the providers, and their true masculine energy. Let me know, are you ready for your white woman audacity era? If so, put a WWA in the comments, and I look forward to hearing about them.
No. I get what he's trying to say, but I would never want to be somebody I'm not. And what he said is very true. We are raised completely different. And I think that there is definitely a point in your life where you do have to start considering your feelings first. I love that we as black women are nurturers and stuff like that. But when you get wise enough, I wouldn't even say old enough, you start to realize that your self-worth. And to me, just saying date like a white woman, be this, be that, I don't, it wouldn't attract the kind of men I want. But more power to you. I get what he's trying to say. I think that yes, a lot of women do put up with more than they should. I don't think that's so much a white black thing. I think it's a self-worth thing. And just putting a color on it is just kind of stupid to me, but that's just me. But yeah, you should consider your self-worth. Should you be a centered person? No, that's selfish. And why?
Here is a new blind item that is allegedly about Wendy Williams. What illiterate former talk show host is still in rehab but not in the U.S.? She's allegedly at a rehab in Switzerland of all places. This facility has been used by one of her family members in the past. It's also a lockdown rehab, so no phones, no iPads, nothing. She's been getting treated with antabuse to combat her severe alcoholism. When she leaves the facility is not clear, but I've heard it's going to be early next year. She's also fired her shady manager and PR people on the advice of some close friends, which she did before entering rehab. And again, this is allegedly Wendy Williams. And the related headline reads, Prayers for Wendy. Wendy Williams' ex-radio partner Charlemagne the God prays she's in good health despite not speaking to her for years. Wendy Williams' ex-radio partner Charlemagne the God has spoken exclusively with the U.S. Sun about praying that the star is in good health after not being seen in public for months. Wendy, 59, was last seen publicly in New York City in February, where she was seen looking frail due to her ongoing health concerns.
I do hope Wendy's somewhere in rehab. That machine that is Hollywood and all that, it's a violent machine.
Okay, I'm watching the news. This report on this lady that she got banned from Carnival Cruise Lines going forward because they found some CBD gummies in her luggage. From my first cruise I took in February of this year, I was amazed at how serious they are about catching you with stuff. Now, somebody I know told me how to sneak drugs in there, a controlled substance in there that you're not supposed to have. I'm scary. I ain't trying it anyway. I mean, I don't have to use those things, so it's not a problem for me. But just the sneaking part, now I'm just too scared I'm gonna get caught, and then my whole cruise is ruined. But this is how serious they are. They are above TSA that you see at the airport. They are not playing. Through all of the checkpoints, that super long line that we was going in, Lord have mercy, it was a long line, but they're on it. They're moving you through. The line is steadily moving. It's just real long, but all throughout the line and checkpoints, at first it's not, but once you get to the point where you're showing your ID and passport and stuff and your ticket, you start seeing the people with the vest on, the bulletproof vest, and they have the German Shepherds. Like, they gonna pick up on what you got. So I don't know if they can still smell it. These are dogs. You know that their sensitivity, what they can smell is really high. So I'm like, man, they are not playing. Me and my mama was like, wow, they got these dogs. They are not playing with you. People that knew about bringing the cases of soda. We saw a bunch of people with their cases of soda and everything. But I was just looking at how this lady is banned like for life because of some gummies. So if the dogs picked up on the gummies, how they not gonna pick up on some actual, So I don't want to get my video taken down, so I'm gonna be careful with what I say. But yeah, they are not playing. When I saw the dogs, I'm like, okay, they gonna smell, they gonna catch whatever somebody bringing. But
So I don't know why y'all want to get on a boat high anyway. Is that why people are jumping off the boat? Because they're high? I mean, and then as far as sneaking pop and stuff on the boat, like, don't they have like all-inclusive drinks and stuff? This is kind of crazy. Y'all doing too much on this boat. And I heard Carnival's beyond hood.
Hey Sharon, where you calling from?
I'm originally from Washington, D.C., but I live in Kansas City, Missouri now.
Okay, shout out to Kansas City and Washington, D.C. What's your question, baby?
Well, I am 40. I've been with the same person for 23 years now. We have 4 children, grown children. It's been trivial. We have had some issues, and I made some decisions that I shouldn't have.
What, you cheated on him, girl? Yeah.
I'm trying to get back, so, but now it's like...
You did your big one. I'm going to do my big one. I'm going to get my lick back. You got your lick back.
It's not right. But like I said, I was 16, he was 19 when we met.
Y'all married?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh, that's not good. But go ahead.
The guy is a beautiful person, and I don't know how not to be friends with him anymore.
So he hit it that good, then? I know. So,
ate it maybe that good, but yeah.
So you didn't sleep with him, he just ate you up?
Right.
And it was great.
It was beautiful.
Does he know you're married?
He does. I'm straightforward with that. On that end of it, is like, yeah, that's definitely what it is.
Okay. It sounds like you're unhappy in your marriage, though. Yeah, what's your question?
How do you do it?
Sweetie, you're married. So you have to make a decision. Now, normally, statistically wise, the man probably finds you, the side nigga probably finds you more appealing because you're not home with him. It's great now because you're seeing the best parts of yourselves, but you don't get to see the worst parts of yourselves. And so you haven't spent that kind of time that you would spend with your husband. Now, do you still want to be with your husband?
I do, but it's a lot of mistrust. I don't trust anything he says to me right now, and I feel like everything he does and says is like to manipulate the situation and get me what he wants. And I know that he wants to be with me, and I know that he wants us to be together, but I find myself being very mean.
I'm not in the business of telling anybody to divorce their husband. That's not what I do here. And I've never done it to anybody because marriage that's before God. I'm not God, and I can't tell you to walk away from something like that. I don't care how bad it is. That's between you and God. However, I would say that if you're not happy, even if you stop dealing with this person, will you still be happy in your marriage? That's something you're going to have to address head on, and you're going to have to deal with, because you don't want to find yourself out here having extracurricular activities outside of your marriage only because you're not happy. If you were happy and your husband was doing what he was supposed to do, you wouldn't be outside. And right now it's good because it's new and it's fresh, but you don't know this other person. You don't. And anybody that can lay down with a married woman, you got to think about the character. You're not going to be able to trust him either. Now, if you love your husband and he's trying, as you say, then I think you need to make...
He's actually going to therapy.
See?
You know, his job.
You going to therapy and you going to get your pussy ate.
Tasha is so stupid. But no, people have to remember this. Affairs are fun. It's like... They're fun. There's a break from the monotony, but they are not realistic. It's not, you don't pay bills with this person. You don't, so you don't get to see them making messes, doing all the things that agitate you about your spouse. So of course, in a fantasy world, if you're sneaking off and having fun with somebody, yeah, that's cute and all, but is it worth destroying your marriage? And like I said, I mean, it can seem fun to like be with somebody that you don't have to pay bills with and have responsibility, but everybody would be fun. That's like hanging out with your best friend. You love hanging out with your best friend, but if y'all had to live together, clean up after each other, pay bills together, it's like it would be a struggle. So if you work that hard to make a commitment with someone, and believe me, and this is my own advice that I had to take myself when I finally settled down and got my brain right. Like, I realized, like, I gotta, now that I'm with somebody that I work really hard to make it through this life with, I wouldn't want to destroy it for some fictitious romp in the hay. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it, and it's not realistic, because although you might think you're getting a stress relief from your real life, this is not real. And when it become real and you get found out, it's going to be the worst decision ever, because even if you lose your whole home and you think you're going to run off with this other person, it ain't going to be like that. I'm telling you, the grass is not always greener. You know what I mean? But listen, I am going to sign off here. We could have kept going all night, but I got stuff to do, and I know y'all do too. So y'all stay blessed, and we'll be back tomorrow. Toodles.